Welcome back, my acolytes. I'm Darth Xile, and this is more Sorcery. I got some pretty positive feedback from the first episode, so yeah, let's do this. What I should have done, though, at the end of that episode is decide which way we're gonna go, because it looks like we are at a crossroads, and I'm just really curious. Also, I wonder if I could have backed up. Go over here, because this looks interesting. But possibly not, because the road goes off the map and back up. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Anal land. Okay, so we're going to go to the fork in the road. The road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin on the other side. The left path winds down into a valley, and the right rises up a slope towards the first thick forest of the hills. Let's look to the left. You pause to consider the lower route. There is a river there, and the path follows the left bank. It is a safer route, secluded and protected, but the curve of the landscape would mean we're almost backtracking. Let's look right. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next leg from the top of the ridge. You are about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. Ooh. Look around? You look around, then finally up into the branches of the tree. A pair of wizened, calloused feet are dangling down over your head, about to drop on you, perhaps. Who's there? I yell. The voice cries again, a little more boldly this time. Up here! Help! Help! I can't get down! It is the voice of a feebly wiry old man. Oh. Up here! Help! Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Stepping back a little, you can see him clearly, as thin as sticks and dressed in dirt rags. Look at him. Look at him. Help him down. Leave him, he's worthless. Come on, old man. Swinging yourself onto the lowest branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He is as light as a leaf, and within a moment you have lifted him to the ground. Thanks for it. Thanks for that. That's better. That's a better old man voice. He remarks, brushing himself down and almost knocking himself over in the process. I was just starting to get a bit, perturbed. But I'm on the safe now. He seems remarkably confident, considering that the slightest stumble might break him into bits. So what will you do now, old man fellow? Keep going for Anal Land. That's where I set off from. While back now. You wouldn't believe the story if I told you. Suffice to say, though, if I know my eyes from my eyes, you're heading out to Manapag. And you'd better be smarter than I was. And here. He presses a page into my hand. It is a page torn from a spell book. This might be of some use to you. I just found this. Just found it. Mind, don't go asking how. But it's no good to me anymore. Alright, I take it. I look at the page. You look at the page over suspiciously. It seems to be half of a spell. Ka! That might have been used for pest repulsion, but it's unworkable in its current state. I'll keep it. You take the page and thank him. The man falls quiet and squats down on the ground. With his jabbering done, you hear a buzzing sound from high up in the tree. A beehive! A beehive. I'm gonna ignore the beehive. You must move on. The light is fading already as the old man dashes off downhill called Cantapani. At a terrific pace, you consider your options. The low path, or the medium path. Anal Land! Look how much there is. I gotta probably make it all the way up there. It's crazy, and I'm only here. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Let's go to, like, what looks like the high path. The high route seems the most secure. In a valley, you can be easily observed from above and led astray, but out on the hills, you can go whichever way you choose. Of course, when night falls, it may be cold and exposed up on the slopes. But no matter. This journey was never destined to be easy. The path winds upwards into the hills and into the cover of a wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of something strange-shaped. Some strange-shaped animal, there we go, or other watching you, only to find that it is the silhouette of branches and leaves caught at an odd angle. After an hour's walk, you are starting to feel very slightly hungry, but you might be wise to save your provisions. Yes, I will... what if later on something happens and it takes my provisions? Let's continue walking. You keep up your pace. The climb continues with the path twisting this way and that. The air grows cold and the sun flickers on the horizon, then sets, making it hard to see your way, but the moon is full, and when twilight is done, it will be bright once more. Let's make camp. Making camp for the night. But to tire yourself out on the first day would be inauspicious. You settle down to make a camp for the night, in a natural shelter provided by the roots of 3 gigantic intertwined trees. Your backpack will serve as a pillow, and your cloak for a blanket. Before settling to sleep, you check through your pack. You have 2 rations left. Alright, let's eat. Did I just hear growling? Let's eat a meal. You take a quantity of your cheese and bread from your backpack and eat it. That done, you settle down to rest. The moon is full and high in the sky when you next open your eyes. You feel warm and more cozy than you did before, as if wrapped in a gigantic blanket. There is pain in your leg. Oh, good. Slowly realize what is happening. A giant bat has settled on your chest and is feeding on your leg. Cast a spell! B I G Grow in size. I'm gonna grow in size! You cast the spell and begin to grow until the bower beneath the tree can barely contain you. One leg becomes stuck in a gap between the tree roots. It is horribly uncomfortable and you cannot move. Still, you can crush the bat in one fist, and promptly do so. Then you wait for the spell to wear off so you can rest. Gradually, you shrink back down to your normal size, and settle back down. Big! Sleep. Once again, the crown fills your dreams, only now instead of being hidden away in Mampag Fortress by the Archmage, you see it on the head of a burly villager from Cantapani. Anyone can wear the crown, he declares, but wearing the crown you are no longer just anyone. And then he points a finger at you that seems to crackle with energy, and you find yourself drawn towards him, commanded to do his bidding. Full stop. The woman from the inn is beside you. She spits at you when you look at her. Disgusting bitch. You are walking towards a crack in the ground. It seems sure to swallow you whole. You stumble at its edge, about to fall. I'm awake! Fuck this, I'm out of here! The second day of your journey begins in the morning cool. Still halfway between sleeping and waking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the baboon, close by. Its form has changed since you left Anal Land, just as you have changed. But it is still walking beside you. In the temple, they taught you a prayer to your spirit. Could heal disease, lift curses, even save you from certain death. But the spirits are not generous, and decline to help often. Pray button. What's the pray button? Can I pray? Pray button! Strong, social, intelligent baboon will shy from danger, preferring to live in the safety of the trees rather than risk exposure on the ground. A prayer to your spirit will heal you, but after a prayer, your spirit will not hear you again for some time. I kinda need some heals. Yay. Hooray for me. Time to move on. Let's walk on. You can feel yourself getting accustomed to the fetid air of these hills. You have now ascended several hundred feet and can expect to make excellent progress before the end of the day. As you crest the brow of a hill, you see something that makes you stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing, and in the clearing are several poles. Poles. Planted firmly in the ground. And atop each pole is a head. Let's look at the heads. If they scream, I'm running. The heads are of all kinds and ages. Some are recently fixed while others have decayed, and some are nothing but skulls and hair. There are human heads, goblin heads, and one or two heads of creatures you do not recognize. All have sewn up eyes and mouths. A large X painted on a rock nearby is obviously intended as a warning not to venture any further. But ahead the road forks, left and right. You cannot be sure which path you are warned not to take. The right-hand path continues the climb, and the left-hand path winds down the side of the hill. Well, we're gonna go climb. The climb continues up the next hill for several hours until you are not far from the top. Then the faint sound of bustling activity reaches you. Trampling feet, grunting voices, and the clanking of metal against rock. There is something ahead, hidden by ancient trees that line these slopes. Just keep to the path. You keep walking. Whatever is happening behind the tree line is best left to itself. Soon the path crests the hill and begins to lead downwards. Look, what is over here? Can I even do that? No, I cannot. You follow the path that leads sharply downhill into a narrow valley in which a stream runs. There's no path along the bank, but there is a bridge, and the sound of the rushing water really makes me have to piss. I'm going to inspect the ropes and planks. You test the ropes, they seem to be firm. If this is a trap, it's not one that will dump you into the stream. But you could always struggle through the vegetation on the bank and try to find a fording point. Let's use the bridge. Moving slowly and with one hand on your sword hilt, expecting the boards to give away at any moment, you inch across. The bridge holds, and you reach the other bank quite safely. You now have a long walk ahead of you, along the ridge, and through a light covering of trees. Whoop. The path climbs up again. A low hill. Climbs up a low hill, yes. Covered up over by the thick bushes and shrubs that snag at your clothing. Halfway up you hear a sound. Twigs! Breaking. Freeze. You freeze as a large creature the size of a bear emerges directly in front of you. It has black and white fur, a long bushy tail that trails up behind. It growls menacingly, but even then you know it's adorable. Let's try to edge around the beast. Perhaps if you are careful you can slip around it. Let's edge to the right. You try to slip towards the bushes, but clearly something about you, or what you carry, attracts the beast's attention. As it sniffs the air and then moves towards you, its sharp teeth on display, you will not be able to avoid a confrontation. The creature is a skunk bear, and when it raises its tail, it releases a nauseating odor. The smell that hangs around it is terrible. And I don't know why my screen flashed black there, but that's fine. Cast a spell. What the hell could I possibly do here? Ah. K. Nothing. S. A. P. Sap. I'm gonna sap it. Well, shit. You attempt to raise a spell that does not exist, and you suffer the harsh consequences as the magic collapses around you. The beast moves closer. You will have to fight it. Draw your sword! Alright. Oh yeah, that's good. Boom! Standing firm, you swing your mighty blow at the skunk bear. Then your sword finds a soft place in the skunk bear's body. The beast roars, tumbles to the ground, quite dead. Skilled swordplay! Yes, I shall continue that. Yeah, from now on, these fights, because they're kinda... meh. I'm just gonna start, like, speed reading, and, yeah, I'll just do the fight real quick. With the creature defeated, you wipe your sword clean and leave this place behind. The path leads down through another valley and back up another hill. 2 hours pass. 2 hours since my wank. I need another wank. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. The sun is now just past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You begin to think about where you will stay for the night. Another night sleeping out in the open would be best avoided. But then you see a small village set into the hill. Ooh, let's look at it. Is it pretty? Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set with stones at their bases, and thatched roofs and grasses and thick leaves. There is usually more than just the one street running through the center of town. But it is as though this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trudge along the path. Ooh, what's this? Hold on. Avoid the village, or enter the village. Well, we need a place to sleep, and I'd prefer not to sleep outside where a vampire bat won't be sucking at my dick. Yeah, as pleasant as that sounds. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you and stare at your strange clothes. You nod back respectively. Let's look at them. Their own attire is rough in comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long but piled up on their heads. Man buns. Great. I'm in a village of hipsters. These people are ghastly poor. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the backlands. Yeah, so they have top knots, and they wear shitty-ass secondhand clothes, probably suspenders and plaid shirts and all that. It's a village of hipsters. Rest at the inn. You stop a passerby and ask for an inn, and they lead you there directly. The woman who runs the place stands in the doorway with her arms folded. Are you from the king? That's a horrible voice. I shouldn't do that. I am on a mission for the king. Taxes? No. The woman narrows her eyes at you. This is a guest house. The best in Crystal. Only guests stay. And any guest of mine knows that it costs me 3 gold pieces to host a man overnight, and 2 to feed him. But it's all between friends. I'll take her room. The woman shows you the way upstairs to her room. There are 3 other guests already staying and asleep, so you settle quickly. The bed is not clean, but it is comfortable, and after a long day and all its narrow escapes, you are grateful beyond measure for the rest. Yeah, Yeah, I'm in town. I should be able to buy more provisions, surely. Before you close your eyes, you quickly eat the last of your provisions. You feel better for it, and it will help you sleep. Your dreams are vivid once more. You are walking endlessly, the hills moving up and down under your feet like a rippling sea. Every step exhausts you, but no step moves you forward. Meanwhile, a tall black creature strides towards you, wreathed in a foul-smelling smoke, and in the distance, a deep voice is booming with laughter. The long, cruel finger of one hand are curling around the metal frame of a crown, and with the other he beckons you forward, as if into a trap. Aw, did I? Aw, god damn it. I thought, oh, I don't want to do that. Alright. I went to the inn because I was like, I want to get to the inn before it closes, and then in the morning I can go over to the shop or whatever the hell it was. You wake early and sit for a moment, in no great hurry to leave the village. This is now the third day of your journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spend a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Kristatani is surrounded by several miles of fields. It sits in a well-protected ring of hills and is close enough to the river to be reasonably prosperous. As you follow the path between lines of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the road. The right-hand way leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left hand directly off into the deep woodland. Huh. Well, that's where we're going. So, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Which way are we gonna go? This series seems like it's gonna be sporadic enough that you can vote, and we will go that way. And as always, if you like this video and you want me to keep doing this, leave that comment down below. Suggestions on where to go from here, as well as a like. You know, help me show up a bit. Even though that apparently that's not how analytics work, still it lets me know that you enjoy the video, even if you don't comment that you like the video. So yeah, until next time, everyone. I've been Darth. You've been a fantastic audience, and I'll see you in the future.